Happy Spiritual Sunday. Okay, so we're going to do as we do every Sunday when we're together, our affirmation. And remember, we're not just parroting it. That's, the founder of the center, Rav Ashlag, wrote or taught that, that sometimes the people who are around the longest had the most difficulty to learn anything. Because in the beginning, like anything else we usually call like the honeymoon phase, you're excited, right? You really put some effort in, you see some transformation, and then 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, like some people have experienced their relationships, right? In the beginning, it's all exciting. A few years later, you start taking for granted, you're expecting the same thing, it's all the same thing. So Rav Ashlag would tell some of his students, and this is Rav Ashlag, the greatest Kabbalist in the last probably 400 or 500 years, he would tell his students who've been around for a number of years, says, it's hard for me to teach you anything, for you to learn anything, because they were so used to, and they would hear similar things again and again and again. And instead of saying, wow, I'm getting it in a new way, or I've heard it so many times and I really still don't understand it. Instead of being open to learn and grow to a higher level, it's like, okay, I heard that. And so with our affirmation, it's the same one we do every week that we're together. The issue is, for you, is it the same? That's the question. Because every one of us who are saying it, we're the ones who decide, is it the same or is it different? Is it inspiring us and awakening us in a new way? Or is it just like, ho-hum, same old thing, and we're just parroting it like a robot? So let's take 2023 to really push ourselves to be more conscious, as the first line, right? Consciousness is everything. Just to be more aware. Am I just saying it like robotically? Is it awakening something inside me? Do I use it as a means to grow to my next higher level? Because I want more out of life. Not just because, okay, it's a good thing and I'll tell everybody I'm conscious. No, I want to have a greater benefit. So we do it together. Consciousness is everything. I raise my consciousness today to see the miracles and wonders of life. I commit myself to behave with greater love, compassion, and kindness towards all human beings. Remember what you just said. You just said you commit yourself. So, like my father, may he not rest in peace, where, whatever he's doing now, back here on earth, because I must be about, he's got to be maybe 15, something like that now. So anyway, he taught me at a very young age, your word is your bond. He made a business deal that lasted 20 some odd years with a man, they were like renting space together. I'll just cut easy that way. 20-year deal on a handshake. You do this, I do this, and that's it. And they shook hands. And they had agreement until, unfortunately, the other guy passed and his children came in. And of course, sadly, involved in the more 1% sort of physicality. Okay, now we have to have a new contract, blah, 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 like this, and started to shift it. But as long as it was just the two of them, your word is your bond. So we just committed ourselves to behave with greater love, kindness, and compassion towards all human beings. So at least let's start making a little more effort that way. Okay, so I'll just tell you sort of a quick story that will lead into what I want to talk about. When I was a kid, and of course, the more I've learned Kabbalah, the more I understand that I even had this thought from a past life. But I remember if I wanted a bicycle, like a new bicycle as a present, I would pray to God to give Billy, my friend down the block, a new bicycle. Why? Don't give me, wow, so nice. Because why? I figured God would say, isn't Chaim so nice? He's praying that his friend Billy gets a bicycle. So let's give Chaim a new bicycle also, right? And that was the idea. Was my intent really, really sharing with Billy? No. It was really about, I want the bicycle, but I'm going to, let's say, work the system, as they call it, not in the way we're learning now, but the way a lot of people try, work the system to their own advantage. So, on that note, we want to talk about the law of attraction. Because a lot of people in the last maybe 10, 15 years, they talk about this law of attraction, and there have been books and movies and all kinds of stuff out there. But I want us to understand it Kabbalistically. So the first part is to understand that most people use it like me and a bicycle. I want to get my new bicycle. So I'm thinking, if God is the deliverer of my bicycle, I better be good with God. So I'm going to pretend like I'm a really good person. I want my friend to have the bicycle. And then God will say, oh, isn't Chaim nice? And he'll give him the bicycle. So a lot of people have misconstrued this idea of the law of attraction to get what they want. Right? Whatever I want. I see somebody, I want them. So I'm going to just meditate and visualize. Why? Because we all know in one way or another, the universe manifests our thoughts and our true desires. So I want that person, I want that job, I want that money, I want that jewelry, I want those clothes. And then they meditate and they visualize so that they are hoping that if they keep putting enough of their energy into it, the universe, like a magic wand or a magic machine, will make the check show up, make the person show up, make the jewelry show up, or whatever. But you and I are learning consciousness is everything. And so most of the time, they either didn't get it, or when they get it, it didn't show up to be the way they wanted it. Like all of us have had some experience. You buy something in the mall, you're so excited the first day, and the next day you look and say, oh my God, why did I spend money on that? It's no longer satisfying because it was based on desire to receive for oneself alone. So what we learn here in the center is the difference between wants and needs. Wants and needs. Because we all want, and this was just a way people thought they could fulfill their wants, right? Visualizing, meditating, making pictures of things like this, because why? I want that. But you and I are learning here in the Kabbalah Center that probably 90% or more of what we think we want is not what we need. I always go back to a story because it's very impactful for me. There was a nurse years ago, went from LA, she's a nurse, goes to Las Vegas. And of course, what do most people want when they go to Las Vegas? Hit the jackpot. Okay, so this woman won the jackpot, $2 million, whatever it was. Unfortunately, on the way home, she got hit by a truck. She's quadriplegic, now with a $2 million. Now, once the accident happened, what do you think she would have wanted before she won the jackpot? The $2 million or not to have the accident? So she needed, and the cosmos knows, because it's all out there. We're the ones picking from the cosmos what we want from there, or like we're learning now, what we need. So what she needed was protection from the car accident, not the $2 million. But what she wanted was the jackpot. So in her case, she got the jackpot and then had the car accident. So we're learning that we want to ask for, we want to drive our consciousness and all of our words, thoughts, and actions towards what I need. But understanding also that the light of the Creator is the only source of lasting fulfillment. And as we will align ourselves with the light of the Creator and be conduits of that light and channels of that light into this world, then by manifesting that light, which is like raw material, the light will be able to manifest exactly what we need. When we need it, how we need it, through whom we need it. And as we often speak about, sometimes what we really need is a wake-up call. And that wake-up call may come through a relationship breakup, a little bit of physical pain, some difficulty financially, things like that. What? That we are pure and perfect beings of light. The Creator filled us with its light 100%. So our job is just to make it manifest. Be a conduit of that light into the world and let the light manifest what we need. Because really, okay, let's say it. In simple terms, so please don't go too far with this, but how many cars can you drive? do most people really, do we really need 5 cars, 4 cars? How many houses can you live in? Do people really need 6 houses and 7 houses? And you understand? But it's nice to have, so they think. I had a guy once, okay, that must be his thought. When I was in LA, I was working with a student who at one point had been a relatively successful producer. And he had like 3 houses, 4 houses, I think it was, around the country. And he was telling me, this is now after the fact, he says, he started to realize that he was not the owner of the houses. The houses owned him because he had to spend so much of his time and effort taking care of the houses, making sure the landscaping was the way he wanted, make sure the right cars were in the right houses, make sure the right guests, if he was inviting guests, were in the right place. And this, he was a slave to the houses. So he said he got rid of everything except one house that he lived in and one house up in the mountains, if you know LA, just, like to go skiing or get away like that. And also got rid of his cars. And then he started to teach his employees. He says, if you're going to a business meeting at a restaurant, and you give the keys to your car to the valet, if you're focused on what the valet is doing to your car instead of the business meeting, he says that's too much car for you. Get rid of it and get something cheaper. You understand? We have to be practical. So the most practical thing is to let the light manifest what we need as we need it, even if it is what looks to us like a challenge. Our job just simply to keep feeding, if you will, or manifesting into the cosmos light by taking the light from inside us and shining it out. Now, how do we do that? I want to give you a few examples. So let's say in relationship. Now, we're still focused on the concept of the law of attraction. Like attracts like. So think of a relationship, right? Think back, or think of maybe it's a friendship if you're already in a relationship. What do you want? What do you want in a relationship? So most people look and say, what do they want? They want kindness and compassion and love and passion and fun and caring, like this. Why? Because they feel they're missing it. So now they'll meditate on getting somebody who is kind and compassionate and caring and all that stuff. But meanwhile, what are they? They're not. So you and I understand Kabbalistically, like attracts like. So if you want to attract a person who's truly compassionate, not fake, to sort of, get into the relationship with you, then you have to be first and foremost the compassionate one, the caring one, the loving one, the considerate one, the fun one. Like will attract like. Because if not, what's going to happen? The person will want to get the compassionate person because they feel they need compassion. So they're going to find a person, attract a person who in the beginning will look very compassionate. But like we've often probably experienced, a few weeks into the relationship, a couple years in the relationship, suddenly they're... Because why? They just wanted to get in the relationship, right? To be with a person, and so they acted compassionate, like a con person. And I'm not saying they meant it intentionally, but that's the way it worked. Like attracts like. So if you want kindness, love, and compassion, you have to be kind, loving, and compassionate, and caring. Then you will attract the right one, because the universe, the creator, who knows all 8 billion people metaphorically, will be able to match us. The other thing you could do, because we are the Zohar Central, it's our main mission. So you take this section of Zohar. If you have a Zohar, you know on the scanning chart, if you want a good relationship, Lech Lecha. So scan from the Zohar, because it awakens the light inside of you of that right relationship. And then you shine it out in the world by thinking, meditating. Turn on the light of finding the right relationship, shine it in the world, and send it out to all 8 billion people, that everyone will find their right relationship. Now, if you're shining the right relationship energy into the cosmos, what is the cosmos going to bring you back? The right relationship. Like attracts like. Law of attraction. What about in business? Okay, people want to be prosperous. They want to be successful. Why? Because they feel they want the success. Because of what it may do, what it may represent. They'll show people that they can be successful who told them that they never amount to anything. All these things. So where's the real consciousness? It's not in the success to be able to help people. It's not in the form of sharing. It's so that I'll be able to show them that I could do what they said I can't do, or I'm just going to show them I'm better than them, or whatever form of that. No, you want success, so you have to act successful. Act successful, act prosperous, act generous. Because if you think, I know some of you in your head think, every week after we finish, we do our offering, right? So we want to meditate on the offering. I'm sure some of you are thinking, if I had more money, I'd be happy to give more money. So then what's the consciousness? It's not generosity, it's not prosperity, it's lack and limitation. So you want to be successful, you want to be prosperous and abundant, you have to act that way. So give a little more charity, give a little more tithing, be more generous with your time. You have coworkers, help your coworkers. Most people in a business, if it's especially a sales business, everybody looking out to make sure the other one's not watching what they're doing so they can copy and also be successful and maybe take their client or their customer or whatever. No, if you really had understood the light is your source. How many people the light knows? 8 billion. How many sales do you really need? Do you really need 1 billion sales? Again, like that. It's nice. Okay, you want to make a good living, and nobody in Kabbalah says you shouldn't have a nice life, but think like attracts like. If you're helping what you thought was a competitor to help them be more successful, then the universe, not them, not your boss, not your clients, the universe, the creator has to make sure you're successful. Because like attracts like. So if you're helpful to them, then the universe will be helpful to you to find the right clients, the right customers, things like that. But we don't think that way. We think in the lack and limitation. And that's why even people with a lot of money still are limited. They don't enjoy their money because they still have the limited consciousness. So again, take your Zohar out. If you've seen the scanning chart, Miketz, for prosperity and abundance. So scan Miketz, but you don't scan the Zohar and say, okay, universe, give me good relationship, give me health, give me peace. No, you scan Miketz, channel the light of prosperity and abundance out to every human being on earth. Because the Creator filled us with 100%. If you let it out, you'll have 100% fulfillment with your prosperity and abundance. Whether it's $500,000 or $500 billion, you will be happy because it's all the light of success, of prosperity that the Creator put inside you. When you're 100%, can't get more than that. Okay, it's nice. I hear you already. Well, some of us will say, I'm going to make an effort of 110%. Nice saying, but in actual fact, can you really give 110%? No, 100% is 100%. Can't give more than everything, right? Yes, the idea is, okay, I'll really push myself, but 100% fulfillment is 100%. So I don't care if you got more money than me, a bigger house than me, more cars. I don't care. If I'm 100% fulfilled, that's all I can be. I won't look at anybody else. So scan Miketz, be the channel. Shine light of prosperity to the world. But then also give more. I remember years back, some of you remember full serve gas stations. So I remember way back then, actually before I was in Kabbalah, somebody was saying, in a prosperity seminar, which was nice. They don't have the details and things like that, but said, you know what? How can you do that? Because back then, the difference between self-serve, let's call it our full serve, let's say it was 3 cents a gallon, 2 cents a gallon. So they say, go in, feel prosperous by buying the full serve. You pay a few cents extra, but you'll feel, right, they're serving you kind of thing, right? So you feel like you're a success, right? If you have a lot of people working for you or taking care of you, you feel, I must be a success. You understand the idea? So find a way, give a little bit more, help a little more, be more generous, feel prosperous, because the Creator is your source. When you channel what you want to the world, like attracts like. Have to just keep thinking that way, thinking that way, thinking that way. Because what comes from the light will last forever. What comes from the physical material can easily disintegrate in all ways, shape, or form. Okay. Because we don't want, if we think, you and I especially, because we're here, we don't even think of a God as a being, jealous, happy, reward, punish like that. But the way people have tried to popularize an idea that, of course, is as old as humanity, as old as the universe, and called it the law of attraction, they in essence have tried to make God their butler, their valet, their gopher. God, go for the money, bring it to me. God, go for the right relationship, bring it to me. Go for this, go for that, and bring it to me. That's what it's saying, isn't it? If you're asking the universe for what you want, we don't know what we really need. So the universe will give it. We'd like to say, to distinguish it, it'll come from the limited energy called the opponent, desire to see oneself alone. That's why it won't last. But a person can get it, but it'll only be temporary. Because it's trying to make the creator our butler. No, we're supposed to be the servants, if you will, or the conduits of the light of the creator, not the other way around. Now, here I want to put in your mind what was given to me by inspiration. It's so simple that it's a very deep, profound, and impactful concept. But it's simple. Like in what people will consider the most highest level of Kabbalistic learning, 10 Luminous Emanations, right? It's the most complicated. I mean, it's more complicated than if you and I looked at, Einstein's equations and quantum physics and all of that, right? We say, oh my God, mind blowing, I don't get a single thing. But how does it start? The pure, simple light. Light is the simplest thing, and yet it can do everything that we think is complex in this universe. Hold up the stars and the planets, makes all of our physiology, brought us into being, etc., etc. So it's a simple concept that most of us have overlooked until today, at least in true consciousness. And that's what will make it deep and profound. So this law of attraction, from our point of view, it has two facets to it. And I want you to consciously be aware of this other facet. Every decision you make in life, every choice you have, should I go here or here? Should I do this or this? Right? We're all familiar with that, yes? But what do we generally focus on, like we said up to now? What I want, or even you say what I need. But I want to put it the other way also, because we want to use, instead of being used by that opponent in our head, we want to be able to use everything that comes our way. This is why we learn from Kabbalah 1 forward. Even difficult challenges, we learn how to use them for our good. So then whatever comes at us, good things come, we can make it brighter and better. Challenges come, we can turn them into our blessings, to create harmony and order out of them. Every decision you ever made in life between A and B. So when you say, okay, I'm going to go the way of A, what are you doing to B? Don't think of that, right? Because you just focus on the A. That's what I want, that's what I go for, that's what I'm going to get. But in essence, what are you doing to B? You're repelling it. You're pushing it away, right? You're pulling A close to you. You're pushing B far away. If you're a boss and you're hiring for a job, for a position, and you have two applicants, right? So you talk to them both, you have a choice, A and B, and then you decide, no, the one I want, for whatever the reason is, A. So now what do you have to say to B? Sorry, I reject you. I mean, you may not say it in those terms, but you're repelling it, right? You're repelling it away, and you're drawing A closer. I hope I made that clear. Think about it. So then, if you want love, you want a good relationship, you want that care and that kindness and that companionship and all that, but at the same time you're acting or still feeling hurt, resentful, guilt, remorse, jealousy about a past relationship, and you're holding on to that, you have to realize you are repelling your good relationship. And you are attracting the jealousy and the guilt and the resentment in the next person. Because you can't act with resentment and attract love and kindness. Because like will attract like. So now start waking up and realizing what you've been repelling. If a person looking for prosperity, but they're acting with lack and limitation, or acting with stinginess, how are they going to attract prosperity? Like attracts like. So if they're being a little stingy, or they're feeling a lack that the Creator is not their source, then the Creator says, okay, that's how you're acting, that's what you get. A lack. A lack. And I know you're already thinking, so does that mean everybody who has a lot of money is all thinking like, no. But remember, there's fulfillment or there's having things. And temporary sometimes will appear to be years. So you don't see it right away. So, as we all know, people who have a lot of things, back in the 90s, when the center first became famous around the world, right? International magazines were writing about the Kabbalah Center, because now we had Hollywood coming to us, we had all kinds of famous people coming. And they're coming and they're asking, why are these people who have fame and fortune and all of that, why are they coming to Kabbalah? So my answer was always, they're human. And most human beings think if they have a lot of money or if they have fame and fortune, then they'll be happy. Well, these people now have fame and fortune. And if they're still not happy, not feeling fulfilled from within, what are they going to do? Another movie, another $1 million, another vacation? What are they going to do? And they've come to understand, then the solution is inside them, which you and I learned from Kabbalah 1 forward. So that's why they're coming to Kabbalah. The issue is once they're here, how many are willing to do the work? Because it's not you just come here and we'll put up a nice picture, say, okay, meditate and you'll have this and that and the other thing. You got to do the hard work. Like we just said, if you want more prosperity, but you're feeling a lack, you got to fight your feeling of lack to repel the feeling of lack and the limitation by acting like the light, acting more prosperous, acting more generous. Now you're forcing the universe to bring you the right form of prosperity in the right way, the right abundance, the right things. How about if you want peace? This for me has become a big awareness, let's say in these last 3-4 years. Right? People talk, yes, we want peace on earth, we want to see harmony among all the people on the world, etc. If you want peace, harmony among people, but you're out there criticizing, but vehemently. Okay, we have our opinions and this, but like really arguing with your friends. I know people who have stopped 20, 30, 40-year friendships because the other person doesn't agree with their opinion politically. But I want peace in the world. But I'm going to fight you over my opinion. Hello? You're repelling peace. You're repelling unity. And you're just attracting more divisiveness. And you know what the opponent says in your head? But you really want peace. And I'm not saying you don't really want peace, but you're not doing it in the way that's going to achieve peace. What do you think a thief wants? Simplest terms. Thief wants money or the car or the stereo, whatever they're stealing, yes? Because they feel they don't have it. So what do? They steal the stereo, they got the stereo. Yes, but they don't have the light in it, number one. And let's say just in simple terms, they get caught, now they spend a year in jail or 6 months in jail, whatever it is. But they wanted the stereo. But they repelled the stereo because they didn't do it the right way. They didn't go out and earn the money or make the money or whatever it was to be able to buy the stereo. So they had the consciousness, yes, they wanted the stereo, but they went about obtaining it in the wrong way. So it's the same, we want peace on earth. It's the whole goal of the center. The mission of the center from its founding, 1922 Rav Ashlag, to remove pain, suffering, and death from the world. Yes, but how? By spreading love, kindness. Teach each person how to wake up the Creator inside them and express that. Not be divisive with other people. In fact, that's one of the things when they say, oh, Kabbalah makes you crazy. Yeah, it does. This nasty person comes and says a terrible thing to you. The highest and strongest thing you can do, apologize. I'm sorry if I said something to you or acted in some way that hurt you and caused you pain. Because that's why they're screaming. I'm embracing it for me. I want good from it. I want to see the good. We talked last week about the singularity. Michael Berg has been talking about it last year, this year. There's only the light in the universe. So everything has to be for my good. So that's what I want to embrace. So you want peace on earth, act peacefully. We're spreading the Zohar. There are those out there who say even the pocket Zohar. Get it. If you don't have one, at least get one for you and your family members. But there are people out there who will tell you, oh, the Zohar, only for the most elevated, sagacious, wise Jewish men. It's not for everybody. So when the Kabbalah Center starts handing them out to everybody and anybody who wants it, who understands how powerful and holy and special it is, they'll look at us and say, you're crazy. How can you do that? Yeah, we want to be crazy. We want every human being on earth to have peace and harmony because that's what the Creator wanted. It's what the Creator gave us. Our job is just to make it manifest. So you want peace? Then act peacefully. You want prosperity? Act prosperous. Push away the negativity. Start thinking now. What have you been? Just think this yesterday, the day before. Forget trying to go back too far. What have you been repelling from your life? Then on one hand you say, I want. But you're acting in its opposite form. So you can't have the real thing. You can have fake. Right? Like they have fake fur and they have fake this and, fake whatever. Okay, you can have the fake, temporary sense of happiness or joy with the car, with the house, with the clothes, I don't know, with people, whatever it is, but you can't have lasting. Not until you act with lasting light. So start thinking, okay, that's right. If I attract this, I'm repelling that. In essence, it's still the law of attraction. Or we could say the law of attraction is actually the law of repulsion, pushing away the lack, pushing away the limitation, pushing away hatred and negativity and anger and jealousy. Yeah, by attracting all the good stuff. Love, kindness, compassion, prosperity, protection, etc. Two sides of the same thing. They're not two separate laws. They're not two separate things. It's the same thing. Choice A or choice B. Whichever you choose, you're repelling the other one. So then we want to start thinking, singularity. There's only one. There's only the light of the Creator. And as we talked last week, it's flowing from 0 to 100, forward. It only moves forward. Day by day, it moves forward. Time doesn't go backwards. It's moving forward. You and I learned Kabbalistically how to fix our past to make today and the future better. But in essence, time doesn't go backwards. It marches forward. The universe is marching forward, pushing us towards heaven on earth, pushing us towards peace and unity, pushing us towards harmony and goodness. The issue is, do we go with it or we go against it? Are we choosing to repel the opponent and all the negativity, or are we choosing to go with the negativity? Are we choosing to attract the good, all that the Creator gave us, or not? So, if you think about it like this, how are we going to do it? When you're feeling guilty over something, repel the guilt by going out and doing a light action of apology, making up for whatever it is that you felt guilty about. If you're feeling sad, repel sadness and attract happiness by the actions of making others happy, going out shining. Feel happy for what's going on in your life. Embrace the things that come your way. Help to make other people happy. If you're feeling a lack, repel the lack with actions of abundance, generosity, being charitable with money, your time, your talents, and abilities. Like will attract like. If you're feeling jealous, repel jealousy with actions of gratitude, appreciation. Appreciate what you've got. Be grateful, happy for other people's good. Congratulate them on the new job, the new relationship, whatever it is they're getting. You repel the opponent by acting like the light. A person will attract the opponent by pushing away the light and acting like the opponent. So everything comes down to us. We are a universe unto ourselves. So if we're really wanting happiness, embrace everything that comes your way with happiness. Because the Creator is only good and only gives us good. So when the universe sends us a challenge, we learn from Kabbalah 1 forward. It's because our soul knows that we need that challenge to wake up and to act with greater love, kindness, and compassion. As we said and we emphasized, we committed to do it to all human beings. So where yesterday did you not act that way with somebody? Don't feel guilt. Repel the guilt by apologizing. Even if it's just open your Zohar and scan and send them light. And in your heart and soul, as you're sending them light, I'm sorry what I said to you. And here I'm sending you light to make up for the light that I took from you by my hurt or anger or whatever it may have been. We can repair that. The point of the center, remove pain, suffering, and death. And here's the thing I wanted to make sure we knew, or consciously. It doesn't take a majority of people to bring peace to the world. That's what the opponent will tell us, right? You need 4 billion people plus 1, and then you'll outweigh the 4 billion minus 1 that are negative. All we need is a majority of light. A majority of light will transform our planet from darkness and chaos to light and peace. The hard part is to remember, inside each and every one of us is the infinite light of the Creator. The Creator filled us with its power. We have the same power as the Creator. Read the book, Becoming Like God, by Michael Berg. We have the same power as the Creator to bless, to heal, to create miracles. But we don't use it. We allow ourselves to feel limited, that we're small, we're incapable. We have been given the power of the Creator inside of us. And if we will express it through peace and love and kindness, then we will be the guiding force. We want to be that guiding force for every human being on earth because like will attract like. So as we're becoming stronger beacons of light, which include all the God-like, light-like behaviors, love, kindness, compassion, happiness, joy, gratitude, etc., appreciation, then that's what will attract from the other 8 billion people on the planet. And we will be and can be the guiding light for 8 billion people to all come to peace, love, and unity. God bless. Thank you. Thank you, those of you online with us. So this is the time. Oh, let me ask you, before we do our offering, the video stays here, Facebook. Please just help us spread the message. Everybody will get what they want to get from it, what they're capable to get. But take on your Facebook, if you're watching now, just share the video after we finish today. On YouTube, we have a YouTube channel. Spread that for you people who don't watch Facebook. You can go back and you can watch them over and over and over again, right? There's, I think, 100 or so on that Spiritual Sunday Facebook channel. But just let other people know. Get yourself a Zohar, right? I hope all of you are watching more than twice. You have at least this, right? Work yourself up to getting the set. Do a little study. So we have in English, Portuguese, and Spanish now, the translation of the Zohar. So you have the Aramaic to scan, you have the language to read, whatever your language is. And I just tell you, read it, let's say in English. You read it in English, look for the 1 or 2 sentences out of 4 or 5 pages that will inspire you. Don't expect to understand every paragraph. 35 years, I don't understand every paragraph. Not that, okay, you get the idea. As much as I've learned and everything else, but you'll always get a nugget. If you persevere, you'll get that one sentence, you go, oh, wow, that I can use. That inspires me. Meanwhile, you're scanning the Aramaic and you're awakening that light and channeling that light, and it's supporting you with clarity. So just help us speed up the process, because as we said, it's a majority of light. So each one of us who use our Zohar and the 72 names, etc., more intensively, more often, we're putting more light into the cosmos. We bring more people to learn. We're also helping them to put more light in the cosmos. And when there's a critical mass of light, a majority, then the planet will transform. It'll tilt like the seesaw, the scale. It'll tilt on the side of the light. People will wake up, see the light, know the light's inside them, and will transform. So I want to thank you, those of you who do support us regularly. And also, go online, look for one of the projects that touches your heart. We have the teens program now, we have the scholarship program, we have the Zohar program, we have the Zohar app that we're working on, so everybody around the world can have an app on their phone with the Zohar. Even they can hear it being read in Aramaic. So you could follow along with your eyes and hear one of the native speakers reading it. So that's being developed now. If you want to support that, you're welcome to also donate to that. So for those of you here and those of you online, let's just hold our offering in our hand. And again, money is a vessel. We want to inject it with all the good energy that the Creator has given it to us with. So we inject it with love, with gratitude, appreciation, with conscious acknowledgement of the opportunity to be a more pure channel of light, transforming the planet by spreading the Zohar and this wisdom of Kabbalah to reach every person on earth unconditionally, without limitation, every person on earth, because they have a piece of the Creator, the light of the Creator inside them. And through the Zohar, we can activate that light and inspire and influence them to be stronger and ultimately complete channels of light. Like attracts like. The more people we help to awaken the light, the more light comes back to us. So we open our heart, and from a new part of our heart being revealed now, we inject that love, appreciation, and care that we can see in our times, the end of all pain, suffering, and death, peace, love, and unity in the world. And together we say, Amen. So we have one of the 72 names that will help us along the way. Those of you unfamiliar, what you see in front of you are 3 Hebrew letters, but the Hebrew letters are the DNA of our soul. They are literally particles of the endless light of the Creator. So they shine, and as you see the names, Yud, Chet, Vav. Help us overcome the obstacles, help us transform, help us have strength to push away the negativity and attract the light. Give us strength to be conscious of what we are really choosing and what we are pushing away. So we'll be pushing away the darkness through transformational sharing to reveal the light that's been hiding behind it. Yud, Chet, Vav. So just let the shapes be engraved in your mind's eye. The eyes are the window to the soul. We're letting this light in this combination reach our soul and activate the DNA of the Creator inside of us. Okay. Please sit comfortably in your chair, hands on your lap, feet flat on the floor. Taking a few deep breaths, breathing from the abdomen. Inhaling the light of the Creator through the air. Hold it for a moment to let it awaken and spread through your body, your soul, and then exhale through the mouth, letting out all the tension, any blockages, all limitation, limited thoughts. Focusing your mind on the light of the Creator, the infinite power inside you that's been implanted there. Breathing in the light through the breath that is the support of the universe, to have an awakening of the soul as it allows our physical vehicle, the body, to continue to exist. Allow yourself to relax into the seat. Be more conscious and more aware of the embrace of the Creator, the Creator's light that surrounds you, enveloping you, hugging you, supporting you to manifest the true, pure and perfect light being that's inside you. Feel that higher vibration that's just awakened inside you. And now we vision Yud, Chet, Vav. See it just above your head, these light force particles shining with the warmth and the love of the light of the Creator. Open up a space in your heart, mind, and soul to remember how powerful the Creator has made you. And open that space that as you bring in the Yud, Chet, Vav into your being, to your heart and your soul, your desire is to constantly focus, be tuned to being a stronger, higher channel of the light through greater effort to shine light into the darkness as it comes to you, to shine light to all the areas in your life, present and past, where there has been darkness, knowing all the more clearly and powerfully with the support of the Yud, Chet, Vav, that you're pushing away, repelling, removing the darkness, revealing the light, and attracting more thoughts of the light, speaking more words of the light, doing more actions of the light that reaches into the heart and soul of every person around you to activate their inner light. And so let's see this sphere of light that you're now more aware of around you. See it grow, see it expanding, enveloping all of your family, all of your friends, See how the darkness disappears in the face of the light. And allow in your mind's eye, and simultaneously shining that light out of your heart and soul to envelop more and more of the world around you. See it growing, expanding past your state, past your country, enveloping the entire world. This warm, beautiful light of the Creator, unconditional love, absolute clarity that we are all one. With a greater commitment to constantly shine this light through us to the heart and soul of every person on earth. More and more consistently, clearly, and greater intensity every day. Notice that greater feeling of peace and serenity that you're now experiencing. Let it stay with you. Engrave it in your heart and your mind, that it inspires you and motivates you day by day to evolve, elevate, and shine more of your light out to the world. And together we'll take one more deep breath to cement this inside of us. Keep it in our mind's eye and heart, and slowly exhale and open your eyes. Those of you here, thank you very much for coming out in this nice, warm Florida weather. Those of you online, it's great to have you. Again, I appreciate so much all of you around the world for joining us. And please just let others know. Also, if you'd like to arrange a one-on-one meeting, maybe you need support with this or you have things you'd like to share in a private way, please contact me with that. And as we said, the work of the week is making those transformations, right? From, as we said, from guilt to apology, sadness to happiness for others, lack to generosity, jealousy to gratitude, and all the others you can come up with. And those I would love to hear from you, how they affect you. Also, one thing that someone suggested I add, for the students that I'm mentoring right now, I send out a weekly message. If any of you would like to be part of that, then just send me your email and I'll add you to the list. It's just something, a little consciousness, a little of the energy of the week, whatever happens to come through me for the week. Okay? God bless. Look forward to seeing you next week and from hearing more from more of you. God bless. Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to this channel that you'll be notified when we post new videos. Share the video with your friends, they can also benefit. And check out the website, www.kabbalah.com, that's Kabbalah, for hundreds of articles and classes. Wish you an amazing day, and God bless.